by the Israeli terrorist regime. 20,000 children have lost their parents, and more than 20,000 children have lost a limb, amputees for life. And this is all because the US, Canada, Germany, and the rest of the West is doubling down on a genocide that has been going on for more than a year. And now this genocide is expanding beyond Gaza to the West Bank, to Lebanon, and to Syria. If every child really matters to Canadians, why aren't Palestinian children in the news every day? Because every day, at least 50 people, if not 200 people, are slaughtered in Gaza, half of which are children. 2.3 million people stuck in a death camp. They don't have to build gas chambers for it to be a death camp. They're just using bombs, 2,000-pound bombs and 1,000-pound bombs, shelling schools and hospitals, universities and libraries. Is this self-defense? No! It's a crime. And it has to stop. It is a genocide, and it has to stop. And one way you can help is by boycott, divestment, and sanctions. Royal Bank of Canada, we charge you with genocide for investing more than $50 million in Palantir, a company that the Israeli army is using to automate the targeting of women and children using AI. They're killing children using AI that is hooked up to drones and artillery. Scotiabank, we charge you with genocide for the investment of more than $250 million in Elbit Systems, which manufactures more than 80% of the artillery shells dropping on Palestinian children and women. University of Victoria, we charge you with funding genocide. More than $150 million invested in war companies and arms manufacturing companies that are aiding the Israeli terrorist regime now. We are up to our necks with a genocidal system. You don't see it every day because it's not happening here. They're exporting their genocide. They're done with the indigenous people here, and now they're exporting their genocidal system to Palestine, to Yemen, to Syria. It is a war business that has to end. We want money for health and education. Not for war and occupation. Money for health and education. Not for war and occupation. So now you know, to those of you who are listening to us, every bank, every big bank here in Victoria is invested in genocide. There are lots of credit unions you can switch to. I've already switched out from Royal Bank and switched to Van City, for example. Every person can do their part to stop this genocide by calling out your politicians and asking them in the next federal elections, what are you doing to sanction Israel? What are you doing to put pressure in order to end this genocide? Don't settle for the cookie cutter answers that they give you. Everybody wants a ceasefire these days. Great. What are you doing to stop, to make it happen? Are you imposing an arms embargo? No, they're sending the weapons to Israel. Are you incriminating these charities, so-called charities, that are sending mercenaries to fight for the Israeli terrorist regime, killing and murdering children? This complicity in genocide in Canada has to stop, and it begins with us. So join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. We're at the Ledge. We're speaking out against genocide. Call out your politicians. Do your homework. Because this not only impacts the children of Palestine, This is going to come back to us. All this money that is getting spent on war crimes is going to come back to us. They're going to implement the same surveillance systems, the same oppression systems in the so-called free Western world. And they're going to spend all your money, all your tax money, is not going to roads and infrastructure and health and education. It's going to go to war, more bombs, more bloodshed. Stop genocide!
Stop genocide!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!